Oh, maybe it's going to work. It said it was disconnecting.
But then you're live.
Yes, hopefully.
As we sit here and talk to ourselves.
Well, I do this anyways.
I know.
I just give it a minute because there's like a delay.
And then when you start to see people coming on.
And then I can see that people are coming on. So give me a shout out if you're joining us.
So that we don't just stand here and talk to ourselves.
We're good at that too.
Yeah, we can do that.
Hi, Deborah.
Look. So you are live. That means I can say hello and goodbye.
Mom was just in for meetings. We had meetings today. And then she's on her way out.
Happened to be in the office, so she's letting me say hi. So hi and bye.
We're going to talk about something fun today. I decided to change it up and do something different. And so, part of this stemmed from a meeting that I had this morning. So I came in early this morning and there was a Zoom call and we went over today in a meeting with the product group InColors for 2022 to 2024. So like not this upcoming catalog, but the catalog after that. Can you believe that? And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a cool process. I forget all that goes into developing InColors. And so I thought I would kind of tell you a little bit about that. And so I'm actually going to walk and hold my phone, which is a really bad habit to get into. So let me get my mask on so I can walk down the hallway. Trying to be safe. Can you guys hear me okay still if I do this? Okay. Because when I'm in my office, I don't really care. Like, I'm in my office. Okay. So, we're going to walk down the hall. I'm going to walk down the hall. You can say hi to Mom. But we're going to go into the product area. Say bye. Bye. Okay, so we're going to walk down the hall into the product area. Don't worry, you're not going to see like anything that I'm not supposed to share, but you will get to see how our current InColors compare to some of our old colors, okay? So stick with me and then I'm going to flip you around. Let me get into this dark room right here. Okay. So okay, can you guys see these color swatches in a light box? Okay, I'm gonna take my mask off so you can hear me. Okay, so I'm sitting in this product room and I'm gonna tease you a little bit because in this envelope are the InColor swatches for 2022 to 2024, which I'm not gonna share with you, but this was what inspired today's live, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the InColors for this year. You know what they are. They're in the annual catalog. And so you'll see those. But what happens is the product group goes through all these color swatches. These are like colors we've had for forever. And they compare them. So what they do is they go through and consider trends in home decor, in fashion, in stationery and paper crafting. So you consider all the trends, you consider like our current Stampin' Up! Colors and a color spectrum and maybe where there are gaps in the color spectrum. They consider sales potential. I mean, so much research goes into InColors and the InColors that we choose. So what happened this morning is they kind of walked me through the trends and had lots of cool pictures from magazines and websites and things like that they saw. And then they also showed me, and I of course can't share this with you. So they also showed me how those trends work together. So you can see that like our InColors for this year are beautiful together as well. We like to consider that when we're choosing InColors. So they showed me the trends. What they also do when they get an idea of what colors they want to go with, you start with like 10, and then they give swatches to our concept artists and they put together color combinations. And they want to make sure that new InColors go well with current colors. And so they answer a questionnaire. It's kind of a mini focus group. And then they go back to the drawing board and do more research and things like that. And so when you're all done, what I did this morning is I had those swatches, and I came in here because when you look at a swatch by itself, like, I don't know if you guys did this, but when I looked at Bumblebee, I'm like, oh, that looked like more mustard, right? But what happens is that you come into, and who remembers more mustard? So when I come in here, I can find the color that I think it looks like, and I can compare it. So like, well, I think this looks like more mustard. It does, but it's lighter. And so I like to look at like the real deal in the light box, so that I can see how those colors mesh with colors we already had. Like, who remembers Yo-Yo Yellow? I mean, for real, it was like it's such a good color, but you can see how different our colors are. Like, Bumblebee is close to Hello Honey. It's not quite though. You can see that there's a difference there, but you can see how these colors come together and how the team puts together a collection of InColors. And so, I mean, More Mustard was one of my favorites. That's why I think I love Bumblebee so much. But you can see that all of our colors, there's also old retired colors. Like, who remembers Ballet Blue and Brilliant Blue and, oh my gosh, Bravo Burgundy. Oh, you guys can't see this. Sorry. I should put it in the camera. I'm trying a new stand today because I'm in a different space. Okay, so like Pink Passion, that is an old color. But when you compare it to even some of the newer colors, it's ever so different. And so you can compare it with in our color spectrum and see how those InColors compare. So we take into account trends, all of the current colors we've had, past colors, and maybe when retiring some of those had made a gap. And so you start to compare. So when I look at these, like, you can look at Bumblebee compared to all of these other oranges and yellows, and even Cinnamon Cider in that group is a little bit different. And even in the browns. Can you guys see that? I don't know if I'm showing this well. I might have to scoot you closer. Hold on. Whoop. Okay. So we've got all these colors in the box. Let's show you Misty Moonlight. So let's pull these ones in. So Misty Moonlight, even compared to like Midnight Muse, is a little bit different because that was one I thought it looked like, or Navy. And you guys have done these comparisons too, I'm sure. But it's so fun when you get new colors and and you come in and compare them to old ones you think they look like, and they don't. They look totally different. So let me see. Just Jade is kind of comparable to some of like Coastal Cabana or like Bermuda a little bit, but still so different, a little bit more green. So then I always bring it over here and compare it to I don't think you can see this, sorry. Compare it to the greens. It's so fun to look at all of our older colors and see, oh, it's kind of like a darker shade of mint. Like, what colors do you remember that are your favorite? Like, when I look at magenta, let's see, can you guys see this stuff? Here, let me move this out of the way. Like magenta, I always thought that magenta looked kind of like Mambo, but it's not. It's totally different. Or like Pixie, I think that was like an old one. That might be in here. Yeah, I thought it was kind of like Pink Passion. It kind of is, but still different. Like, there's a more purpley tone to that one. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this in the camera, but anyway, it's like, it's such a fun process for them to go through, and it takes forever. It takes such a long time. So, today they've already done a ton of research, and I just got to see what they're proposing for 2 years for 2022. And now we start on naming and development and all that goes into preparing the line for new InColors. So kind of cool. Let's see if you guys had any questions. Okay, you asked, do you make the final decision for colors after they show what they come up with? So there was probably a time where I would veto something and say, nope, I don't love that color, or I don't think those look good together. These guys, this team is amazing and has gone through the process a number of times, and it's kind of down to a science. So really, I don't really question it. Like, I love what they proposed today. Like, I'm so excited for you to see the catalog in 2022 because it's going to be awesome. So I could make the final call, but I trust the team. They know what they're doing. Okay, so here's a great question. How do you know trends 2 to 4 years ahead? That is the trick. And it is tricky, but you can look at, like I said, home decor. These things tend to cycle through. So you look at the design world and Pantone, they have colors of the year. They look at home decor and fashion. And I think they all kind of work together to create the trend, right? Like, who comes up with a trend? And so we've just gotten, I give myself or Stampin' Up! Credit, and it's really the team that does this, but I have to give the team credit. They know what to look for, and they know how to kind of predict what's going to be in. Sometimes we're right on the money when that catalog launches, and sometimes we're not. But they're still great colors, and they fill color gaps. So it's a good thing that it's not always just about trend. It's about Stampin' Up's color line as a whole. And I think that's important to notice as well. And of course, sales potential. There are certain colors that all of you love more than others, but we still have colors that you don't like because we have to fill the color spectrum. So, okay, let's see what other questions. Oh, this is a good question. What colors of cardstock would you recommend to a new person to get started? I would just choose a basics pack. So like, if for myself, a personal preference, I would choose the brights, like the bright type of collection and colors, because they're my favorite. So I think just go with the collection. It's a great way to get started if you're new. And then of course, pull in those neutrals as well. So like, oh, where did I put my neutrals? They're right there. So pull in your neutrals too, maybe for sure a black, and then some of your other neutrals that you want to use. So let's see, what other questions? Why do you plan so far in advance? That's a great question. You have to plan far in advance because it takes a while to develop the color. With the ink and the paper and any other, or in cardstock and any other accessories that we have to go with it, because we dial in our colors and they coordinate so well, it takes a long time to be able to quality check that and time test that and check the runs on cardstock and ink so that you all and we get to enjoy the coordination of Stampin' Up! Colors. And we also use those InColors, as you know, in other suites and products in the annual catalog and in the minis. And so we have to nail down InColors first so that we can include those in product development for other products in the catalog. Color is a foundation for that, and so it has to be designed ahead of time. So, oh gosh, lots of questions today. How do you come up with color names? There is a very talented team of people that name colors and stamp sets, and it's kind of fun. Actually, it's a fun process to be a part of. I'll have to do that behind the scenes another time. Oh, you guys, okay. Do you find it difficult to wait for new products to be released when you see something you love? Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. To wait for 2 years, like to wait for a while. Do you like this, Sarah? Please do not open until mid-color download. Like, they wanted me to be surprised. It was so cute. So like, I'm super excited about these, but now that I've seen them, I'll be excited again when they come out in 2022. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to move my phone down here a little bit closer. Stick with me. Okay. I wanted to show you some of these old colors. See if you guys see some of your favorites. Some yellows. I think you were sharing some of your favorites, but Crushed Curry, that was one of my favorites too. Oh, there's somebody said barely banana. This is such an old color and it looks kind of muddy next to summer starfruit, but such a really pretty light yellow. So look at this. Oh my gosh, you've got like lemon lime twist, and what is this one? I think that was like, I don't have a name, olive or something. Oh, look at this one, kiwi kiss. That was a long time ago. Lucky limeade, who remembers that? You're gonna be dating yourself. Oh, and Gable Green was one of the originals. They look different when you see them next to each other, but look at that green. I loved that green. It was one of my favorites. So much fun to look through old colors. If you are a customer, a longtime customer or a demonstrator, then you know about some of these colors. Look at some of these old ones. Like, oh my gosh, Peach Parfait, River Rock. I mean, seriously, Bravo Burgundy was one of my favorites too. So yeah, Handsome Hunter was in there. Forest Foliage. Who remembers Forest Foliage? Oh my gosh, such good colors. And we have good colors now. So let me flip this around. I'm kind of in a dark room, and I've got to make sure I'm not showing you stuff I'm not supposed to show you. Okay, so let's see. How do you decide? Okay, this is a good question. How do you decide to add InColors to the permanent line? So occasionally when we do a color refresh or a color revamp, we will add retired InColors to the line. And that just depends upon the gaps in the core line, sales data, of course, and how that works across the board. It's really complex actually what they go through, but sometimes we'll fill in gaps in our core line with InColors that have retired. That's why every so often we do a refresh on our core color line, or why we do maybe a revamp, like an overhaul where we take out lots of colors and put in more colors, because it's time to do that. So that's not what I'm saying now, by the way. We're just talking about InColors today. So let's see, what other questions? I think I've covered everything. Let's see. Okay. I think that will conclude our live for today, but thanks for joining me. And just like, get so excited for 2022 because they're gonna be awesome. But really, I get excited every year. How many of you get excited every year for new colors and all the new products that go with them? So I hope you've had a chance to look at the annual catalog and that you have fallen in love with the InColors that I showed you today and the ones that from last year that are carried over this year. And enjoy. Okay? Bye, guys.